So the next era we're going to talk about is the war on crime era. This was occurring in the 80s and 90s and was happening at a time when the crime and drug rates were going way up. And there was a lot of other political issues occurring as well. It was just a very violent time. And so the police decided that they were going to increase and enforce stricter laws and make more arrests. So there's a sharp rise in the incarceration rates. And this raised a lot of concerns in the community as to why the police were doing this necessarily and why the minority groups were being targeted more. This was a shift that showed how policing moved toward more control and the aspect of control instead of the aspect of relationship building and building that trust back. The next era we're going to talk about is the technological policing. So, this era was occurring in the 90s when technology was really starting to be on the rise and things were really starting to improve, and computer systems and databases were just coming out with new technology. It seemed like every week. And so the police department had to adjust and kind of transition their approach to the way they viewed crime and the way they handled crime in the community. So a couple ways they did this is they didn't have to purely rely on cars and officers that would have to see things with their very own eyes in order to have data and have evidence for it. They now had information through these databases and through these systems that could track crime all over the community. So this was a great addition and helped a lot of crime in the area. But at the same time, this shift also brought a lot of pressure on the departments because with more power comes with more responsibility. And so people expected more from them. And so when they weren't getting better results or enough results, there was backlash. And again, this era really set the stage for how modern policing is today, and we can even see that today. And it's both ways, for better and for worse. So, just a couple major themes that we can see across the 20th century. So, we've seen um, kind of overall that there are specific things that occur throughout each era that kind of propel it into the next era. And it really all starts with this idea of trust and this division between the police community and the outside community, the citizens. Um, and so throughout between the political era and then the professional era, and then we move to the civil rights era, there's just division in different aspects. And each era solves some problems that were previously there, but then just creates new ones as well. So that's really why we can see that there's multiple paradigm or there's multiple shifts in the paradigm because there are constantly new problems and new tensions between police and society in the community. Um, Again, like I mentioned, the data and technology, it completely changed how departments were able to target crime and also measure success. So this was a great way to kind of get ahead of the crime, and this helped a lot. So the biggest theme really is that policing has also always been shaped by the public pressure and what they feel from the outside coming in, and this all starts with trust. So, in conclusion, um, over the 20th century, we can see that during the political era, uh, there was the intertwined nature between politics and policing really brought some serious issues and brought some challenges, which then transitioned into the professional reform. Um, and with the professional reform, it then became the civil rights era, which just created more division between the policing community and especially minority groups. In African American groups, there was just division and tension. And so from this came more of like the community partnerships. And this was a great time because people really needed to realize that the police are not the enemy here. They're here to help. Um, and so that really mended a lot of those past um, problems and mended a lot of those relationships as well. So ultimately, understanding these paradigm shifts really matters because for current understanding and knowledge, you kind of have to look at the past and learn from what's happened and how we got here and why we are here currently. Um, so it's very valuable to understand where we've come from. So these are the references that we've used in our presentation today. And yeah, that's the end of our presentation. I hope you enjoyed and that you learned something. And yeah, thank you.